Hi guys, my name's Deborah.
My name's Victoria.
My name's Emmanuel.
And welcome to the
Be For Real podcast.
Guys, this is
This is our first time, so
no,
just bear with us. But
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. So how was your week?
Exactly. Well, I've just been working, so it's not really interesting. Actually, no, it has been interesting, but yeah,
What's
interesting
happened?
clients that I've had.
Okay.
And I'm doing well at work anyways, because I have like targets to hit KPIs, and yeah, I'm basically hitting
What's
my
KPI?
KPIs. So key performance indicators. If you do like recruitment or anything that related, sales or whatever, you usually have a KPI, so like a target that you have to hit. More of the story, I'm getting there. So yeah,
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Well done.
Lovely. How about you, Emmanuel?
So this is my third week, my new job, and I'm not gonna lie. At the start of the week, I was like, yeah, I want to leave the job.
But that was literally
What
me.
happened?
No,
That was me when
do
I
you know
started.
what? When you start a new job, it's because it's a new environment. It's
Yeah.
very like you're thrown into the deep end. It's really scary.
Yeah.
So I
It's true.
found that I was like, oh my god, like what am I doing here? Like what I don't know what I'm doing. I just feel uncomfortable. Like I want to run. That's what that was.
Yeah.
That was. But I'll say even by like Wednesday at the end of my shift, I said, you know what? I think I can do this.
Okay.
Exactly. you can.
Although I don't plan on doing it long,
Yeah.
I can do it at least until summer.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, so it's just, but it has been a very long week because obviously it's a big adjustment, and whereas before like I had a lot of free time and I could sleep and wake up when I wanted, now I
you've
have
got
to
a
like
schedule
9 to
now.
5
Yeah.
routine.
Nah, trust me. When I
So,
started that,
My body is still in shock and still
No,
like,
literally.
because I'm a night person. If you know me, I'm a night
Yeah.
person. I stay up, so having to sleep at a reasonable time, wake up, and like be up for like 9 hours, like yeah, it's been a week, guys. It's been
bro,
a
when
week.
I get home, I have 2 hours to chill and sleep.
No, literally. And then the next
If
day to
Yeah.
work.
and that
I
includes
was even
eating.
telling you guys, like I don't like my lack of free time. Like I literally sign out, clock out of work. 'Cause I work from home. Sign out, then it's like I have a couple of hours. All of a sudden, I have to eat, sleep, and eat, bath, and sleep.
Or literally, you don't have like freedom with your schedule. You're like,
Yeah.
already you know you're going to wake up at this time, you go to work at this time, and
That's
you can't
it.
sleep in if you want to.
Yeah, like what if I'm tired?
Literally,
What if I feel cold and I want to stay in bed? No, but you know,
can't
like,
do that
what if
whenever I do.
Yeah, no, but
exactly.
what if
I mean, to be fair,
I'm feeling under the weather.
if you're,
like,
especially if you have to go into the office, that's worse.
Yeah.
Like, at least now there's a lot more like flexible working.
yeah, like I was even on my period this week. Like, let me not even get too much into it, but you know, it's been a week, guys. But yeah,
No.
we're
Nah, I feel like low key that I prefer going in the office, because when I was working from home, like you said, you're basically waking up in the same room or whatever you're gonna do or work, and then eat, sleep after. So even the fact that I'm leaving my house, even though I still get 2 hours when I get back, at least I am outside. So I had the journey to like see people or see someone else than myself in my room, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't mind, but yeah, it's a long day, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what you're
That's
doing, I
even
guess.
another conversation. But anyway,
Another conversation for another day.
guys, so what we're gonna discuss today?
This actually brings us nicely into our topic, Loki.
Yeah, it does.
It's like nobody's saying
Like,
that.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is too funny. So what we're going to discuss today is the cost of living crisis, because we're in a crisis, lads. Bloody crisis, I tell ya. It's terrible.
No, but like, how have you guys found the transition from being uni students to entering the workforce?
Oh, it's been horrific.
Yeah.
It's been horrific. Like nothing.
What did they tell you?
I
You're
think
not
for
gonna
me
get a
it
job.
was it was basically difficult because, I mean, to be fair, I didn't even graduate before I started working, so I didn't even have that period of like pause. But it was very like, I don't know. I remember when I first started my job, that transition of not of having to work and having to wake up every single day, and the amount of responsibility I was given early on, I was so scared. I thought to myself, this is it. Like, I think I don't know what I'm going to mess up at some point. And I remember having like panic attacks when I first started. Like, it was so bad because I was so like scared of making mistakes, and at the same time I'm like, I'm given so much work to do. I don't even know where to begin. And the thing is, where I work, it's like it's constant deadlines that you have to, like, you can't miss your deadlines. So it's like I'm given a task which I might not even know what to do, and I have to get it done by a certain time. And it was just the pressure of it. thank God I've adjusted, but still like.
Yeah.
But I feel like also what led me to take the job as well was because, I mean, I was kind of like, I wasn't too at the time I was kind of like relaxed about getting a job. I mean, I was like, I don't know, but I feel like before uni you kind of feel like life is gonna sort itself out.
Yeah,
you're like
100%.
yeah, like
100%.
obviously the job opportunity came to me, but in my head I was like, I mean, I could take it, but you know, something else could come.
Yeah.
I'm very
So you
relaxed,
just
I'm very chilled.
Yeah.
Like, you
There
know,
was no
something
urgency.
could
And
come
then
on.
reality will hit
Exactly.
you.
So by my head I was just like, let me just say yes to it, because I think because of how it was through a network, I was like, you know, I trust them, let me just go for it, why not, let me try something new. But at the time, now getting this job, I'm like, thank God I did. The job market is just
Terrible.
bad.
Horrific.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is
Something of
terrible.
nightmares, Yeah.
And even when I was talking to people, other people like law students saying like paralegal jobs, like getting them. I think one of my friends, she applied for another job for a paralegal role, and she got it. But when she spoke to the recruiter, she said that the recruiter got 5,000 applicants
Wow.
applying for that role.
Nah, law is a busy
Like,
market still.
I just feel like grad jobs right now, trying to get one, like it's so competitive. That's why I'm like, thank God I said yes to that job, because I would have been struggling.
Exactly. I feel like unis don't prepare you as well, because, bro, you do a little placement year, you think, yeah, because I got a placement year, I did an internship year. No. Obviously, it might be easier, but a lot of people have done internships, placement years. They still wears their job 2 years later after graduating. It's not here. And I feel like what you were saying about the responsibility thing as well. Like, once you get into a full-time job, is hella like, once you're in school, you only have responsibility for yourself, get the grades. Like, you don't really, it's not that deep. But when you're now working, you have responsibility of other people, depending on what you're doing. Obviously, contracts, people, and stuff like that. So it's mad.
Yeah.
And then also, a lot of people think as well, you know, like graduate schemes versus like jobs. This is an interesting point actually, because I came across this TikTok, and they were saying kind of, what would you prefer, like graduate scheme or go into graduate job, and like comparing the benefits, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think, even myself, oh, like graduate scheme, that's like the way people think after you graduate, go into a graduate scheme. But it's so much easier. Not easier actually, but it's better, in my opinion, to just go into a job. Because graduate scheme, you got to do assessments, you got to do interviews, maybe multiple interviews, you got to do tests, you got to do assessment days, bro. Or you can just do an interview, get a job.
Yeah, I think it depends on like your specific needs, because for entry job is like, if you know what you want to get into, then definitely you can just go for the entry job, like, because that makes more sense. Whereas if you're not too sure what industry or like where specifically within an industry you want to like specialize in, then it makes sense to do a grad scheme, because in a grad scheme you'll get to move around different departments.
But getting into a grad scheme is hard. It's like getting into apprenticeship.
It's true. But I feel like also it depends, because like so many people don't have the information on how to apply for it. So it's like,
that was my
that's
main thing, yeah.
the thing. So it's like it can be very difficult when you don't know what you're doing. But then I don't know for other industries, but I know like with law, there's actually like a lot of like networks and groups that can actually help. Whereas you're, I don't know for other industries, but if you don't know who to go to or who to reach out to or who to speak to, it can be very scary. But again, I think also, but then people also say like, definitely do what you want, what's best for you, because I know for me, a lot of people would just, I guess, would obviously tell me like, oh, going for this is very competitive, maybe try this, and I'm like, if that's what I want, I'm gonna go for it. Regardless of like how competitive it is, I'm still gonna go for it.
True that.
But I'll
go
say,
for your dreams.
But I'll say in third year, I think where I made a mistake was I didn't plan for post graduation. Like, I literally with my degree, like I literally just did my degree. Like literally,
so
like
serious.
my only concern was getting them grades. Like that, I didn't think. Like in my head, I thought, okay, cool. I'm gonna try and get this first.
And
then I
whatever
got the
happens,
first. And I'm gonna get this first. And then I'm gonna have the sum of my life. I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna have the sum of my life. And then September, and also because I did law, like September is like around like applicant season. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'm gonna have my summer. So I was trying to stick to like the academic schedule still. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have my last summer holiday, and then September I'm gonna go back, you know, into things. So I'm gonna start doing my applications. October, you know, latest November, I've got a job.
Yeah,
That was
because
what
life is just gonna work itself out.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Little did I know.
Little
did I know.
Yeah.
I'd be stuck in a hospitality agency for a year and a half.
Right.
No, literally.
11 months.
And I think what I even realized, like, it's so different how different people, like, depending on like your parents and your upbringing, like they think about jobs so differently. Like some people, they already know they wanted to be investment bankers from sixth form. They'd already got internships at sixth form. They'd already went into uni knowing like, okay, cool, I'm going to get into investment banking. I'm going to start networking with these people. I need to do, and they already know what spring week is. They already know what, I don't know, a placement year is. Like they already have all of that information. So when they're going into uni, they're a lot more intentional. They're more focused. Whereas other people without the information, especially like, I remember when people in uni would always advise me, they're always like, oh, first year doesn't really matter. It doesn't count towards your final grades. You can just have fun, just drink and have fun. It doesn't really matter. Well, to be true, it doesn't go towards your final grades. However, when I was applying for my internship, the only thing I could talk about was my grades. Like I don't have anything else other than my grades. Yeah. So it's like, if you're going for an internship in your second year of uni and all you have is your first year grades and they're not that good, but then there's other people who've managed to get first in their first year. It's like, how do you stand out?
And also with that, I feel like it's a bit off topic, but I feel like you should start how you plan to go ahead.
Exactly.
Like, I don't think you should just be like, you know what, I'm going to do anything in first year. And then second year, be like, okay, now I want to get like, you know, a good 2-1 or first. Like that jump, you need to be consistent with your grades. Like obviously, don't kill yourself in first year because you don't have to.
You don't have to, but at least try. Try to get grades, at least figure out how do you need to, if, depending on what kind of degree you're doing, how can you structure your essays better? How can you learn to revise better so that when you're in second year and it actually counts, you're more prepared.
You're good. Like you'll get consistent good grades. Once you like know how to structure your essays, whatever. Like we come from like writing based degrees, but
because if you're there just chilling, relaxing, thinking life is gonna I
just want to say that was me, but it wasn't me. In first year, I took it somewhat seriously, but towards the end I was like, fuck, I don't really care. And then second year, I was just like, that was the year I actually didn't care. I wasn't really doing. I was doing bare minimum just to scrape by. Then third year dissertation, that's when probably I was like, obviously I got a 2-1, did all of that. But even what you lot are saying, like some people know what they want to do, like say investment banking, whatever. Bro, I study history and politics. Am I doing any of that? No. So it's just like you can study something, not go into that area, but I would still recommend even going to university anyways, because to have that degree as a career advisor myself, like if you have a degree, you're gonna earn more money regardless than someone who doesn't, because they're gonna start from the bottom, whereas your starting salary can already be 25, 26k, whereas someone else will be 14k. And it might not be relevant, but the fact that you have a degree, you obviously have transferable skills that you've learned throughout the degree, like presentation, whatever it is. So definitely, do you know
but even like when you go to university, there's so many like fairs that the university holds where so many people from different industries are going to come to your university and talk to you about the different career paths that you can take. Honestly, I didn't do this, but I would definitely recommend just talk to them. Literally. Talk to them, network as much as possible. Because
guys, but network is scary. I'm so sorry.
This one's
necessary. But no, I'm so sorry.
No, it's so necessary.
Like I'm messaging people, I'm like, oh hi, like please help. Like it's so fake. Like
no, but I get what you mean. But it's like, do you know what it is though? As someone who has network and I've had people reach out to me, I'm like, I don't mind. Like if somebody, for example, wants to apply to like where I work and they reach out to me on LinkedIn and they're like, oh, what's the culture like? I'm looking to apply. I would tell them like straight away. I'm more than happy to help and stuff like that.
I have connected with one girl on LinkedIn and that was like a really good experience. Like us speaking was what made me get into like, now I do like a legal volunteer role as well. But us just having that conversation is what led me to apply to that. Like she's the one that said, oh, I think you should apply to that. So that was like a successful conversation. And like I was actually happy because I think we were both in the same boat. We both graduated from the same uni, same course. I think she was a year older than me though. But I think she's done her LPC. I think she's done her LPC, but like we were sitting in the same boat of like being stuck in. She was stuck in retail. I'm stuck in hospitality, and it's like, how do we get out? Like, what's the next steps? So yeah, it was just nice to and just know that if you don't have your grad job yet, or like you're still like figuring things out, you're not alone.
Yeah,
the whole world is doing that.
Yeah, literally.
The whole world does
Everyone
not know
is
what they're
trying
doing.
Your friends are like, I don't know, they're in investment banking and they're making 40k.
Yeah,
literally, nobody knows what they're
run
doing.
Your own race,
please.
Yeah.
We're young people.
Literally, you focus on your own path because.
Exactly.
But it's easier said than done.
Especially, but I think it's like the worst bit is like going on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because when you go on LinkedIn, you'll see this person
has the trauma on LinkedIn. This person
from the age of 2
they bought 5 houses. I am now married.
Yeah, literally.
I now have a job, like, bro.
LinkedIn is just like, wow.
No, but it's just so.
The pressure is getting worse.
I feel like LinkedIn is a new Instagram though. No, people actually. Like,
I'm not even.
I feel like it's worse than Instagram because people talk about the pressures of like Instagram and like TikTok and other social medias, but LinkedIn is
purely for success stories.
God.
Yeah. Purely for success stories.
When you go there. And the thing is, like, everyone is basically. It feels like everyone's performing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they're all performing.
That's what it's for.
Because at the end of the day, I guess recruiters go there. Like you're not really. It kind of feels like you're at a job. Like it's not.
No, but I like it though, low key, because it'll motivate me as well. Like when I'm seeing, these lot have jobs. Yeah. This one I graduated with at uni. Now she's doing this. I'm like, yep.
I like when I
let me start applying. Let me start doing
people
whatever.
that look like me.
Yeah.
Like similar background. It's like, like she's done. Like I do like that. But at the same time.
But I feel like in my LinkedIn, I don't really see that. I see people that. I'm like,
whoa.
Mine
is very like, it's me
like
more.
I like to people like my people from my uni.
I see stuff.
Do you know what? I feel like for me, it's been more like when I'm in my workplace and I see people that I'm like similar background. They've gone on to apply for this and they've got like their dream job. That motivates me more because obviously it makes your goals like more reachable. Like you feel like okay, I can definitely achieve it. If, somebody from a similar background to me has done it. And that's where you start from. But LinkedIn, boy, I think it depends. Sometimes it can be motivating, but then sometimes you're like, I don't need to see this.
No, it's just...
especially right now, this month of March. This is the time when everyone's getting their offers.
Okay.
So when you go in LinkedIn for like for law, this is when you're getting your offers for vacation schemes, for training contracts. So people are obviously posting that a lot. And if you probably receive a rejection, you're thinking, whoa,
no, it's not easy. Like it's not easy. I don't even want to be patronising and say, run your own race and focus on yourself because I know it's easy.
I think like
we just for 1 year. Where are we going?
literally, it's like it's easier said than done. Like even when I did take them social media breaks, it's still like okay, but what are you doing with your life? Like you're 22,
time
you need
is
to do
flying.
this. You're 21, you're 23. Like you need to get it, like step it, especially. Like with like family pressure as well. Like I know like with my parents, like my dad was more understanding and more he was more understanding, more like, you know what, you've got this, like you're fine, you'll get it. But my mom was the more like, okay, what we doing?
That's like, the thing though.
What
literally,
you're
as soon as you graduated, the first thing you're getting is where's the next job? Where is the job?
Where's the
money? What are you doing? Oh my god, I saw this
Right.
LinkedIn post. This girl was talking about how she's been, I think, off uni for 9-10 months and she hasn't gotten anything. All she gets is rejection. And she's like, she's getting pressure from her family. She's being told she's lazy and she keeps applying and applying.
Lazy.
And it's like,
let them apply for these jobs.
No, literally. And it's so sad how like some parents literally have no, and it's, do you know what I think is so crazy to me? A lot of these parents, well, to be fair, I understand you're migrants, which is why you came to this country not knowing much. You don't understand how the system works, so you can't really educate your children. But a lot of these wealthy individuals from upper class, they're prepared from beginning. Like their parents have already told them how to work the system, how to network, how to they've already been told to start figuring out their careers from young. They've already been given all of the tools they need to succeed. Whereas a lot of people are not informed, like people, first generation magazine, you're not informed on when you go to uni, you should be networking. You're not even told, if you want to do law, maybe consider, I don't know, like applying for open days in your first year, applying for this. Like nobody tells you. Your parents don't give you this information. They send you off to uni and then as soon as you're done, they're looking at you like, where's your job?
Do you know what?
But they didn't even tell you from beginning.
Because they paved their own way,
Yeah.
they expect you to as well. And I get it because starting from like...
No, but it's like you can be a lot more patient with us when we're trying to figure it out for ourselves and be understanding because it's very difficult.
Because they're so resilient, like as a whole, they're really resilient and they've been through a lot and they've achieved a lot and everything. I do appreciate that. I think they just feel like just get it done.
Yeah, I think, and also they must be like looking
And-
at us thinking like, well, your life is a lot easier than mine. Like I
Yeah.
had to uproot my
It's always
entire life.
I
You know what I mean? Had to move from a whole. Literally, they're saying I had to move from a whole different country to come here and work in the system. You're already here, so you should know. Kind
You
of.
were
Yeah,
born here.
bro, that's
So you were born here. You should kind of have it figured out.
Like you had all of this, like
Yeah.
but
yeah,
it's
but
like,
just because you have it, bro, I'm black, please. Just 'cause no, but just because you have it, the system, yeah, not to blame the system, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's things against you, so
it's not
it just
easy.
depends.
Mental health, you know,
No,
after
literally.
uni, it's you go from a different we were in education for 18 years.
Oh my god,
18
speaking
years, and then
sorry.
yeah.
You just raised a great point. You know how you just said, oh, like we're black. You know that there's this guy on TikTok. I think his name is sorry, don't remember his name. But he's black as well, but he works in the corporate environment and stuff. And he's always like, a lot of the reason why he's able to succeed is because he does not even like consider his blackness. He kind of sees it as a superpower, as like his way of standing out.
Okay.
Because
That
he's
makes me
often
cringe.
person.
But how would that work in practice? How do
No, because he's saying like
because-
oftentimes he's the only black person in the room.
I hear it, so
or
you're
he's
not
the only
too
person, which
affected.
means automatically he stands out. Like people are gonna notice him. They're gonna take note of the fact that he's the only black person. So he kind of takes that to his advantage, and he makes sure that he creates the best impression. But
so he
but he was basically, I don't know what he
Yeah,
does,
I don't like that one, so-
but he was basically saying like he doesn't.
yeah.
I don't know, but for me, I kind of get where he's coming from in the sense
No, I
that
hear it.
I don't like. Obviously, I know I'm black, but when I'm going into workplaces, I'm not thinking to myself, "Oh my god, I'm black." What they're going to be thinking of this? Like I don't. I'm not focused on that. If you I'm not gonna bring it. Like I'm not bringing up my race as an issue unless you bring it up to my unless you make it a thing. I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like I'm not gonna
mainly
think to
black
myself,
people,
"Well,
so
my life
I
is
don't really
difficult
You work with
because."
black people.
Huh?
Yeah, like where I work, there's a lot of
lucky.
minorities, either black, Asian, stuff like that. There's a few white people,
lucky.
but it's very
Yeah.
diverse. So for me, it's not really a problem. But
Yeah.
obviously,
yeah.
when you get to the big
That's even another.
companies,
Yeah, that's even another.
the
concern
number
I had,
one
'cause I
firm,
don't-
2, 3, 4, obviously you're gonna see white people
Yeah.
mainly in it.
And I think, yeah, but then it's like, okay, cool, we're all minorities and stuff. Do you, like, in what way do you consider it when you're going to apply for, like, do you sit down and think, oh my god, like, it's going to be a lot harder for you because I'm black? Because my thing is, I think for me, it's like, it's harder for us because we just don't have the information. Like, we come, obviously, our parents just don't have the information to let us know. Obviously, the system definitely works against us and the way it's set up, and we just are not well informed in it. But when it comes to, like, on an individual basis, like, do you think, oh, when I'm applying for this job, when they see me and they see that I'm black, like even when you're going for an interview, do you think to yourself, oh, let me probably get a straight wig and stuff, like, so that
Really?
like
Yeah.
let me for
It
me
depends.
personally, to be fair, on sometimes when I'm going to like interviews and stuff, I will just wear a straight wig so that my hair is not a conversation. Like I don't want to get your braids are
Bro,
really
I would not wear
fun,
braids to
or
interview.
like
Unless
you
I
know,
was
it's
interviewed
really
by a black
interesting. Like, I
person,
wouldn't.
You know
I wouldn't
what?
be
I
wearing braids.
personally wouldn't, not because I don't think like braids are not professional, but just because I don't want it to be a topic of conversation when I'm getting, like if I'm here for an interview, I just want you to focus on what I have to say, not my hair.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you asked that, I initially said no, but I do recall a time, I think it was 2022, I had an interview, and then them times I had like all back braids, and then I was thinking,
Cambridge.
this is
Yeah.
Cambridge.
If I was
like,
nah, you
this
can't
is
be doing
sticky
that one.
timing because
Can't be doing that.
but I went same way obviously, but it's like it's the fact that I had to even think, oh,
Did you
Yeah.
get that job there?
No, but I don't think.
Obviously
it
not
wasn't
because of
my
that,
hair.
but
No, it wasn't because
it's
of
an
yeah.
interesting
So I
point.
passed this first stage interview,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's you know what I mean. But it's like it's sad that I had to think, oh,
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Yeah, you kind of
I definitely
do. In that
think
sense,
that.
you do have to consider
Yeah.
sometimes your appearance and you don't want it to be a distraction. You're just like,
no, I don't want to do too much.
Yeah,
you know,
like-
I have
Nah,
to-
literally, you can't
like,
have red hair.
you can't have
blonde. You know, you just got
Yeah.
a black.
But even with
Wig.
wigs, I can understand in the sense that because I don't think even like white people are going to be showing up in an interview with green hair or like pink hair. Like fair
Yeah,
enough,
not
okay,
like
cool.
bright.
There's like but like corporate like ways of dressing in a sense.
Yeah.
Don't kind of just discriminatory
That are
to like black
universal,
people because
but at the same-
braids are protective style for black people. Like so,
Yeah.
the fact that you feel like I need to put on a wig
That's
to
crazy.
go. That's
crazy.
That's
That was
mad.
literally me though. I had an interview and my hair was out, so I was thinking, oh, I have to straighten my hair now just so it can be flat because I can't have, say, my natural hair. Obviously I can, but like in my head, my brain,
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
like
I can't have my
you
natural hair.
can have your
I need
natural
to
hair, but it's
straighten
like,
it so that
yeah.
it looks professional type of situation. Bro.
yeah, and no one's gonna say to you, "Oh, like your hair was unprofessional." They're gonna be direct about it, but
But you know,
it
like,
might just
yeah.
like it might create an impression, and you just don't want that to be a disadvantage to you when you're going for an interview. So you're just thinking to yourself, "Let me just straighten my hair or wear a wig so that you're not distracted by my hair."
But there's a new thing that companies are doing now. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. But when I was going to go to this interview that I'm talking about, on their website, there's like I find it interesting, but they basically assign themselves to like a group. So when you go to work, it says, oh, you're allowed to, like, they welcome people that wear, say, braids, have their natural hair out, afro, locks, whatever. So they basically make that known on like their website. It's called something, I can't remember what it's called. But now, like, I wouldn't say a lot of businesses, but some places are kind of making it known that, cool, like, they're not going to discriminate you, say, based on your hair type of situation.
That's crazy. That's even had to.
That's what I'm saying. That exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry.
But yeah, cost of living crisis, guys. Let's run that back. No, but that was kind of good though. What we've discussed, I feel like, because obviously once you've graduated uni, say you go to uni, or if you haven't gone to uni, like, being an adult in this cost of living crisis, affording things. Some people have to help their parents, give them rent, whatever, pay bills, and then now, obviously, even to get a job.
That's also another thing, though. Like, once, I think for some people, like some families, they're already putting the pressure on you to contribute after you've graduated.
Yeah.
And I hear that from a lot of, I'm like, that is crazy to me. Imagine my mum asking me for rent.
Bro, I pay bills.
Actually
that's
mad.
I pay bills.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Put money for electricity, guys.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, to be fair, I do
£100.
put down money for electricity.
But it's not that deep though.
But that's because
like
I'm the one that's
£100.
using it, so I know when it's going down and stuff, and it's not that much. But I don't pay my rent.
Though.
Yeah, now rent. I feel like rent is
and
mad.
Also,
like,
I think for me, I'm
£500
like, it's the least I can do given the fact that I'm living by myself and my mom is paying my rent, so I might as well like contribute that.
I feel like rent is
like,
mad though. Bills fair, like £50, £100, cool.
The thing is, my thing
Rent
is the
compulsory.
Yes.
Or even something where it's like they at least want some money from you, like something like you have to give them.
You have to. I don't like that.
That's crazy.
If my mom said you have to, I'd be like,
no, but you know what my mom started saying?
Excuse
she keeps saying to me, like, every time you get a new job, apparently, I don't know who says this, but it's like you must give like some of your income to your parents, basically, so they can bless you. Bro, I don't know.
Is this church or
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it's religious. I think it's cultural, like, related.
Okay,
but every time, you've started a new job, you're meant to give me money so I can like bless this new job, whatever. You give your parents the money, like a percentage of what you get.
Church, or?
No, to your mum or to your dad. So say you get your first paycheck, you're supposed to give them each like money from your paycheck, like a good percentage of it, so that they can bless like your work, the job that you have or whatever. Okay. But it's like, why must I do that? Do you get it? Or be like, oh, you haven't given me money. You got paid. But is my money your money though? If I want to, I will. But then it's not like
it needs to
by
be like
force type of situation.
For me, it's like if I can, I do, and I will.
Exactly. Because sometimes you might have the money, but I can't give you the money because I already need to pay for this, do that. It needs to go here. That's travel now is what costing me like £250 a month to go to work. So that's already gone. Even sometimes 300 because I've got to take the bus to the station. Exactly. Yeah. So now you want me to pay you money, but then I have to pay my, the bills for the house, whatever. I'll pay my phone bills. Obviously, it's not a lot because your parents are technically paying more than you. But deep it for your small age, you want to save as well. Yeah, get your own place. So where am I going?
That's the thing. The thing is, I do what I can, and like the thing is, I don't when I do contribute, it's not a problem because like it's not what I'm trying to say, it's not made compulsory, if that makes sense. Like, I want to because like obviously like I love my family, I love my like if I have it, I'm gonna give it to them, you know what I mean? And I think that's how it should be. You as yourself,
that's what I'm saying.
If you do have the money, if you do have the means, and like you're in that environment, I think you should contribute, but it shouldn't be a thing where every first of the month I need £300. That's crazy. Literally. That's crazy.
Because some parents want like £500 rent or get out, go live in the streets.
That is insane.
Like, bro.
Like, come on.
Because don't you want your
child
to
in your head you're thinking to
yourself,
I don't know, but once you start contributing to the, I don't know, finances or whatever for the house, do you now have more freedom? Because some people are saying that they live out.
Exactly. Oh, where you going?
They have to.
Yes. Why am I still asked where am I going?
Why are you being asked where you're going?
But you know that I'm leaving. As long as you know, bro, as long as you know I've left the house.
That is insane.
Why do you need to know where am I going? What time am I coming back? Bro, please.
No, you know what? Sometimes, I
get it.
Like, you know your parents. You lot are
no, but I will still not. No. Do you know what? Yeah, I'll say like, cool, I'm going out. And that's like, at least I'll tell you I'm going out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for all the other stuff, I don't see the necessary because at my big age, why must you know I'm going here with this person? But I get it though, because obviously parents like they worry in it. So for them, they just want to know, say where you are.
Yeah.
But then obviously if you was in your own house, they wouldn't really ask you because they wouldn't know when you're going out type of situation.
Do you know what it is as well? I just find that crazy because like if I've been to uni and I've lived outside of the home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I've
taken flights.
So imagine the freedom you're used to.
Yeah,
I didn't answer to anybody.
Bro,
and then
I've gone to countries by myself, so why?
Literally, like when I went to Amsterdam, I think my mom, like, obviously she was joking, but she's like, you didn't even ask me. I said, Mom,
my
dad,
from the time you can book your own flight, pay for your own flight.
I said, Mom, tell you what, are you paying? Like, unless you're paying, I don't have to pay anything, you know?
No, I'm sorry.
Like,
that's
my
hilarious.
dad, I told him that, I was like, oh, Dad, you know, by the way, on Friday I'm going to Amsterdam. I was like, oh, okay.
Do you know what's
Yeah,
funny?
literally.
I even
That's
booked a
the
flight.
should
Have I
be.
told anyone though? I've booked a flight in May, but
Because it's none of the...
Yeah.
It's fine though. You'll find out in May that I'm flying.
Like, obviously, I'll let you know, like, you know, heads up, but it's like, it's not,
Yeah.
oh, can I, or what do you
Nah,
think about?
I already have done it.
exactly,
Nah.
no.
Yeah, now I'll
Unless
never
you're paying,
ask.
yeah.
I'll tell you I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
But as long as you know in it, then
I
first.
think with that, like, yeah. I was gonna get into another topic, but yeah.
What
were you
feel
gonna
like-
get into?
No, I was gonna be like, oh, like freedom and but
Yeah.
that's a big rabbit hole. But anyway, or a deep rabbit hole, I should say. But yeah, so in terms of cost of living, like, what do you see, like, in your day-to-day lives where you feel like, fuck, like, things are good? Can we?
Bro,
can
the
we
price.
share?
Yeah.
Do you know
Fuck,
what?
why
I
not?
recently
Yeah,
found
okay,
out that a meal deal from Tesco is $3.90 now.
Yeah.
That shook me.
Club card $3.40.
I
That's
said,
still mad.
what?
Though. It used to be £3.
The thing is, I don't have a club card just because I don't live near Tesco like that. So it's like I don't see the point of me getting it.
Yeah.
But $3.90.
Do you know what's mad? I
That-
literally got a
yeah.
club card the other day just because near my workplace there's Tesco. And the pack of nuts, was £3. And with a club card, it was £2.20. So I was like, and I wanted them as well. So I was like, why am I paying £3? So I just got the club card. But separately, guys, the price of eggs is literally like £3. Eggs used to be like 95p. You get 6.
But wasn't there like an egg shortage though?
I don't know, but it's mad.
Like,
And you know milk, how you get the carton milk, the green ones, like the ones that you can lifelong type of milk. It used to be literally 55p, now it's £1.
Jesus Christ.
It used to
I
be
used to
less.
bang
It used to be
them
like
out
30
in
something p as well. Actually, hella cheap now.
Yeah.
Mad.
I used to get a couple in uni. Yeah.
But I think the price that everyone can say is meat.
do you know what's gone up though?
Meat.
No, getting your hair done.
Well,
Sorry.
I don't even think that's cost of living.
No.
People are
That's
just
not even cost of living.
That's
That's greed.
No, that's not even.
I will
No,
discuss
but
that
I'm
at
like,
a later
even
date.
aunties that I used to go
Yes.
to, like, I'm sorry, but even the auntie I was going
Yeah, the
to
aunties.
before, I've even increased their prices.
You know what it is
So
though?
what, like
I feel
100?
like we need to pay aunties what they're
No,
worth.
No, but I'm saying like
I do
before
follow that,
I used
though,
to pay
because-
what, like £50 to get my braids done.
Bro, back in
It's
the day,
gone
you could pay
up
£20.
now.
You could pay like 30
Yeah, but
and get a whole head
as
of braids.
cost of living is affecting everyone. Though. So
It's
it's
I
like,
get
have
you,
to pay
but how much
their-
is now reasonable for braids if we're actually being
I
honest?
don't know. The thing is, with me,
To be
like,
fair,
yeah,
these were. I can't remember the individual price, but I did get my hair washed and conditioned, and I got the braids. This was $135.
Yeah, man.
wash condition.
I mean,
That's something.
because you want.
Do you feel like it's a bit more? I feel like it's quite reasonable though.
No, but you know when you go
The fact that I've
hairdressers,
got
they'll
a hair-
charge you like £100 just to wash your hair.
No, but,
literally, it's true.
Like if you was to go hairdressers.
No, but I'm saying I got my hair washed,
what I
conditioned,
mean.
and braided, all $135. I feel like that's quite reasonable.
Okay, it's not reasonable, but it's not
I
terrible.
think, no, but wash and how much is for wash? I feel like a wash shouldn't be.
Should be like £20, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A wash should be like £20.
Then
The
braids
thing is-
cool like 80,
Actually, thinking
maybe
about
like
it,
100.
you're right. I think it was around £35 to wash and condition my
Yeah,
hair.
I think that's that's
and
crazy.
then
So-
plus the braids was now £100.
Nah.
Yeah.
If it depends, I feel like
It
it depends how
depends.
long it's gonna take them to do it.
I was just about to
So
say
if
that,
it's you
yeah.
want tiny, small, little, and all the way to your bum, fairs,
and
charge
you're
me
there morning
150.
till night, you have to pay.
That's
you
a
have to pay
long
the
day.
bill.
But if you're gonna
yeah.
get normal size and just to like here £80, 85.
No, I'm sorry.
But
like,
people are
if I'm
charging
getting-
120 for this. Like
no,
them
you're
Instagram
you're
babes.
giving me 6 stitch braids and you're charging
Literally,
me £80. You're a thief.
4 cane rows
You're a
and it's
thief.
£90.
You're a thief. Half up, half down pony. £70.
To do what? Just
You're
to
a
put
thief.
hella
But you know
gel on
what
my
I
hair?
think? I feel like for braids, I can understand the prices because it does take a lot of time
It's
to do it.
technique.
Nah,
But
but it depends. Some people can
when
do
it
like
comes to things
3
like-
hours on that.
When it,
Yeah,
huh?
true. But even no, but I still feel like they should be paid for that because if they're able to do that in 3 hours, it means they have the skill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They should be paid
But
for
now
that.
they're charging you to blow dry your hair, bring your own
Yeah.
gel.
No, but
Like, bro.
For
Nah, I
a
remember my
style
friend
that-
was saying, bring your the person was like, oh yeah, you gotta bring your own gel and all of this. I'm like,
And
bro,
you-
no,
you know
but
it's
like
not-
now with the
Mad.
cost of living crisis, actually getting your hair done is like you have to think twice.
But the thing
because-
is, well, it's not like when we were in primary school and secondary school and we'd have our braids in for like a time. Like I know for
yeah,
me,
you have it for
I change
time.
my hairstyle every half time, like every 6 weeks. So every half time
Yeah.
I'll change my hairstyle. People have their braids in for like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know these days people.
And the thing is
can't,
now,
like,
because we're doing like knotless braids, they don't last that
That's
long.
what I was gonna say.
They're slipping
Knotless
out, that's what
after
I'm
2
saying.
weeks is.
You're looking scruffy, and then it's like, oh,
So like they need
look
to
at
go.
your braids, you have to remove
You
That's
can
why
go
I'm
back
gonna
to
go
box
back to
braids,
box.
but then that's like I feel like now that I'm used to knotless braids, I don't even
Yeah,
want to
like
go
box
back.
braids, yeah.
I went back to box braids. I prefer it still, only because like I don't like when there's too much gel in my hair because knotless. Yeah,
you
the
don't
way
need to
they
use gel.
gel the
The thing
gel
is,
the
yeah.
hair. Next thing you know, it's literally dirty in a week because there's so much gel in
That's
your
the thing,
hair.
if I'm doing braids,
And
I
then
don't
you
want
want
it
me to
to
keep
be
it for a
dirty, and
month. So
I'm
what is
doing
that?
braids to protect
That's what I'm
my hair
saying.
too. Like I don't need.
So unless
all of
it's
the
really small
extras.
knotless, I don't like knotless anymore. I can't lie.
It's just
It's annoying.
that one is just another conversation, but it's just like everything. It's just so like now with the cost of living, I just feel like it's kind of like you need to. I don't know how to say. Like I just feel like we've just been abandoned by the government. It's like we have to fend for ourselves. That's what I feel.
Do you know what? Yeah,
it's just like
I feel like they're obviously providing money. Not to sound mad, but to people who need it. Say like if you're like disabled or you're on income, whatever. But say to like students, there's nothing for you. Do you get it? Or to young people, we're not really considered as people that are struggling or whatever. So there's no money.
It's like,
but if you're actually, say, pensioner age or whatever, then cool. There's like, because I think right now they're providing like £900 starting March to people who are on like benefits or pensions and stuff like that. And you get it into each whatever. And then during obviously the whole rising of energy prices, they were paying households money to obviously pay for like their electricity and bills and stuff like that. And they paid that from I think it was December to like March. Now it stopped, but I know they were putting like £60, £100 into your like bills. So they're doing, but that's not enough. I'm so sorry, that's nothing. Because bear in mind you're out here eating money like what's his name, Rishi. How much money does this guy? Was he a billionaire, millionaire, multi-millionaire?
I think he's married to a
And his wife, I swear, is not paying her taxes.
No, but these lot, I don't know. Like, do you not fear God? Do you know what I mean? Like,
of course not.
Yeah, like it's just like you lot are just not good people. Like, I just don't understand why you just don't give a damn about people. It's just baffling to me. Like,
but that's
really
why
baffling.
I don't want to like have hella money. Like, cool. A lot of people's goals and dreams in life, like, yeah, I want to be a millionaire.
That
Personally, I would not
wealth,
want to do that because why am I having that much money? What am I actually gonna do with it? Then I'll feel
that's the thing.
like I have to obviously you'll have to give it back, but then I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm a billionaire and now I have to give back like 6 billion because I have all this money. Do you know what I mean?
It's just crazy. Like,
so to me, having money is too much. Sorry, like
See,
not having money, but having too much money.
It's wealth hoarding because like
it's
it
mad.
shouldn't be a thing where somebody's a billionaire and people are still starving. Like that's crazy. We've done it wrong. Like,
do you know what?
We've broken the.
Was it
like,
Elon
this is not
Musk?
what God intended. That's crazy.
I think
it's
Musk,
the fact
he was like
that-
he'll give his money if someone proves to him that if he was to give like half his income to like poverty, it will eradicate poverty. He'll give all his money.
I think I've heard that too. Like somebody, but it's like practically going about it. Like,
But I think it's like,
you
I think it's like, billionaires. The fact that there's increasing numbers of billionaires, just shows
It's
like
scary.
and the fact that people at the bottom are getting poorer and poorer.
That's the thing.
But that's capitalism, isn't it?
Because in order to become a billionaire, it means you've had to step on people's toes. Like
Exactly.
You've
There has to
sacrificed
be
people along the way. Yeah, it's
less
not,
than yourself.
Yeah, like their wealth is now.
But then some people are very much like, no, some people believe like billionaires work super hard and then they do deserve their wealth.
No.
But then it's like we don't actually live in a meritocracy.
Do you know how
I feel like the
We don't
storyline.
live in a. That's
deserves a
like because
billion?
they believe that we live in a meritocracy. So Elon Musk must be putting in the most amount of work.
No, but how
compared
do you
to
measure
anyone
that?
else.
Like people out here, like
Exactly. You could be a billionaire. Say you've gone on Love Island, not to be a billionaire, but like you got hella followers. Now they pay you £1 million to do whatever. Now you're a multi-millionaire. You've done all these ads and you're making all this money. But what did you actually do? You were just entertaining. And now because it's easy on social media to make an income out of that, that's how a lot of people are going up as well. Or say you're in a family who's already in social media, like say the Kardashians. You know how much these lot are going to be worth, like North and all of them. They're just going to have money for bands.
that's the thing.
Did they work for that money? No.
Yeah, you can't say Elon Musk did because there are people that work more than him.
Yeah.
In terms of hours.
But it depends
I
what
mean,
you mean
sure,
by
like
work.
And
people,
it's
like, I
what
don't
should
know,
I say?
maybe like construction workers or like truck drivers. They work long hours.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna make. They're not gonna be billionaires. But
Exactly.
you can't say that they're lazy.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
You
It's
can't
like,
say that they don't work.
You can't say that.
Or people like
they're
nurses,
working-
doctors. Hello, NHS. Like these people are putting in the work.
Yeah.
They are working long shifts. I think somebody. I saw a tweet. This girl, she was saying how she got 10 A stars at A level. I mean, GCSEs. She got 3 A stars. She got into like multiple medical schools, graduated top of our class, and now she's like making, I don't know, crap. Like she's making bare minutes. Yeah, because as a doctor. And some person replied to the tweet and she was like, I don't know why you're using all of these talent and brain of yours to go into medicine when there's investment banking and other careers. Where they would, and it's like, and I feel like this is what society is doing though. It's pushing people. So you in your head you're thinking it's pushing you into certain industries because you know that's where the money is. You know, like healthcare here in the UK, there's no money there.
If you're not in tech,
if you're not in tech, if you're not in finance, if you're not in, I don't know, law, if you're not in any of these in industries, like you know you're not going to be making that much money. So if you have all of this like brain, like you're so smart, why would you get into like why would you use all of this?
Because then everyone will be doing the same.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying. The society is not designed well because it's pushing people to think to themselves, why should I use all of my hard work and effort only to be paid pennies and be struggling? Literally, I cannot afford to pay my bills and I'm working long shifts as a doctor. I might as well just turn to these other industries and live a comfortable life. I might as well. Why should I be the self-sacrificial lamb for everyone else?
Do you know why? It's because the UK, they don't.
That's what I'm saying, because the way society is designed is just pushing people into like, I don't know, like industries that are not even going to be.
I feel like as well, obviously in the UK, salary is terrible. Because if you compare it to like America, for example, say you're a manager or a CEO, what you would get in the UK, probably maximum if you're a manager, this is just me giving numbers, it's not like statistics, but say you would get 75k, 60, 75k, bear in mind that's before tax. After tax, that's, if you're on a 60k salary, after tax, you're basically on a 40k salary, let's deep it. More of the story, if you're, say in America, what they would pay you, say you're a teacher, your starting salary is probably like 55k. Here's what, like 22k, 25. And then if you're, say, you know, doctor, nurse, whatever, you'll get way more money. That's why a lot of people now are moving out of London, I would say as well. Even to Dubai and stuff like that. Because you can be getting 100k just to do like manager job. Here, what are you gonna get at 50k?
That's true.
And that 50k, back in the day, that was a lot. In this day and age, 50k is not enough a year. Like, I'm so sorry. I have to be on like an 80k, like the 1%, for me to be satisfied, to live comfortably, not even just to be rich, because that's not even rich. Just to live comfortably, I must be on 80k. Because I'm on 60k, 50k, I'm not comfortable.
It's just so difficult, honestly.
Do you know what's mad? I find as well, like how families, there's a lot of families, say they're working the same job as you, and for example, I don't know, say they're getting like 2.5k a month, obviously after tax, whatever that is. And these lot have like 4 kids and they're raising families, they're paying rent with that money, everything. Whereas we're getting, say, that salary, just someone who's young getting that salary, we're just spending it on what, I don't know, say you're saved, but say holiday, hair, whatever.
Yeah, but but you know what it is?
But these are surviving
because we
on that money.
have like, because we're young, we don't have the responsibilities of having to pay bills and stuff. When we do have money, we are able to spend it on actually living life. Like we can go on holidays, we can actually spend time with our friends, go out, get food, get drinks and stuff. And I think once you start having kids, you now have to make sacrifices, because I'm thinking to myself, my mum goes out probably like twice a month. And that's my mum actually, compared to other people's parents, she actually goes out quite a lot. And I think she's able to, well, she only has me, and she's now able to like, she has the freedom to kind of go out because she's not having to look after me. I'm not that young. But for a lot of people with young kids, it's like they can't go out to a meal. Like they have to budget that within their budgets. They have to be on budgets, because they literally, how are they going to survive as a family? Literally. They can't go on trips. Some people can't even afford to go on holiday. Some people have never stepped out of the country. So I guess they have to make the major sacrifices of like, you don't get to live life, you're just surviving. You're literally paying your bills, and then that's it.
And that's what life is supposed to be.
And I think that's why even more and more people are choosing to not have children, because they're like, I want to live my life. Like I don't want to make sacrifices for anybody. And it's becoming harder for people to even consider families, like having a family. And look, right now, like we're seeing in the news, like there's going to be a population decline.
Of course.
And immigration
is not an environment to have children.
Like, the Conservatives are cracking down on immigration. People in this country are not having kids.
And
then the population decline.
Don't worry, you're gonna see.
And
keep misbehaving. You lot are
no, but you know what? It's actually mad. Like a population decline is actually, when you actually deep it, it's scary, because when we get older, when we're like 50, 60, there's not going to be that many young people. which is bad for you because it means there's not a lot of people paying into taxes, which means that there isn't funding for all of these like I don't know NHS like but social welfare and stuff. And when you're a lot older, you're gonna need these things.
Yeah, unless a war.
So right now you're not even gonna deep. You're thinking, oh, like it doesn't matter, like. But like there needs to be like major intervention from the government in terms of like encouraging, like making having families more bearable, because right now people are thinking, why would I want to sacrifice my life?
Literally,
for
price
family?
of childcare. Jesus Christ.
Literally, somebody said 1K for 3 days for the kid to go to. I said, huh?
Do you know what's mad? Because in my job as
3 days a week.
In my job, I help a lot of people who are on, say, universal credit, or they've been a mother for like 12 years. So they have been out of work since like 2011. Say now their kids like 10, 11. Now they're looking to get back into work. Also, universal credit is paying you crumbs, basically. By the time you get universal credit, you gotta wait 2 weeks, you're basically broke, because then you gotta wait for the next universal credit. And obviously, people even who are working are on universal credit. So it's not even like, oh, universal credit, they're just taking benefits. No, because people who even have full-time jobs need to go on universal credit because it's not doing anything. Separately, well, not her specifically, because there's many different experiences like that. But what they usually say is the price of childcare is mad. So one reason why I say they haven't gotten back into work is because childcare, where's the child gonna go?
Yeah.
And obviously, I think it's for like 15
it might be cheaper for you
to
not have a job and get like
the benefits
instead of having to go to work for all your money to go to.
But
like,
then say now they want to start
childcare.
a career and actually do something for their kids, they literally can't, because where they're gonna go, they have to wait until their kid is say of age to go to school by themselves, whatever. Like that's mad.
It's just
it's
a lot.
Damn. And we're getting to that age, guys. Well, we were supposed to have kids, 28,
oh
29,
my god.
No, I said,
that's
like
25
when I was younger.
That's around the corner. No, literally, why do we all think 25? Bro, 2 years later.
Do you know what actually deeper? Like,
Nah.
my idea of what being an adult was so different when I was a child.
No,
I just
That
always
would be fun, honestly.
no,
I thought it would be
literally,
fun.
and I thought
freedom,
adults just have money and they just
money.
like,
Just like money.
do whatever they want, go wherever they
That's
want.
the thing.
I mean, they do, but it's not good because
it's not good. I always tell my siblings, like, you lot are so lucky. Like, even if I could be 10 again, I'd be 10 again. Like, I promise
literally,
you,
let me go
I'd
back to
be 10
reception.
again. Like, literally,
10?
like, I would literally be 10 again. I don't give a like,
10.
I'd be 10.
I would go back.
I'd rather be 10 than 23. I promise you. Like, it's so. Like, life is just, you know what it is as well, when you're a child, like, you're, like, life is just so, you have so much, like, you're full of so much hope and faith and just, like, I can do anything.
Like your only stress is
well.
your homework.
But then, literally, when you get into the world and actually see things, you're like, what am I going to do? And how am I going to do it? Like, even this whole thing of post-graduation and, like, you have to create your own life.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't, you know, make those applications, do those interviews, like push myself and stay in my bed. I'm gonna stay in my bed forever.
Literally,
no one's gonna tell you.
You're gonna literally end up a bum just there.
Exactly. Literally, no one's gonna help. Like, you know, thank God I have my parents there. But if I don't push myself, I'm gonna remain in my parents' house for the rest of my life. Like, it's not easy having to create your own life, especially in this climate. Like, it's just it's so difficult. It's so difficult. Like, I don't even know what to do. Most of the time, I don't know what to do. Like, it's just that thing of trying to shop for yourself all the time. But it's like there's a constant effort, and when you're burnt out, it's like, what the thing is, like, you can't even have them burnt out days, because like if you don't do it, nobody else will. Nobody else will.
No one.
Like, when you're in education, it's like, okay, I don't want to go to school
I can
today.
sleep.
I can
miss my lecture.
Okay, I'll catch up.
Day.
Do you know what I mean? It's self-paced, whereas, like, if you don't do it, life will pass you by.
Yeah,
life will pass
every
you
day
by.
will go.
Your friends will pass you by. Everyone will pass you by, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're older, and it's like, I don't have anything to show for myself. It's scary, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, guys.
Well, that was interesting. That was a nice little conversation.
Yeah.
But is there anything else anyone wants to say?
Is there anything on the next?
Do you know what we didn't touch on? How, like, going the uni you go to actually matters.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends for what you're doing.
But it's like true, but it does. Even though, like, people will tell you it does. I mean, I feel like people generally do know. It's just that
the thing is, I don't know.
It depends, to be fair, because I feel like if you know what you want to get out of uni and you're a lot more, like, intentional.
Yeah,
you can make the most out of it. Yeah,
As
actually,
long as
it's
you're
true.
going to a, I don't know, like
But
for me,
actually, it depends on the industry. Because when people were like talking about finance, like job roles and stuff like that, they will talk about coming from a target uni and non-target, and I was like,
I don't even
know what that is.
I've never
They
had
made
that
that, but there
in my
was
life.
targets and non-target
I don't know what it
universities.
is.
But
It just depends on like I guess your field of study. It just depends. Like I wanted to go to a Russell Group uni, but I don't think. I don't know.
I think
if
it
not
depends
going
also on the type of jobs that you
as
want to apply
effectively.
for, because certain jobs they will put like A-level requirements, so they would basically ask that you've gotten like, I don't know, 3 A's maybe at A-level, and you've gotten 3 A's at A-level, you definitely have gotten into a good university, or like a Russell Group university. So they, in a way, like without saying it,
that is true.
like for most people, like if you've gotten,
that is true.
you're great, So some,
I don't know.
but then there's plenty of companies now that are not putting in that requirement. So I guess it's not too bad.
I'm happy with the uni I went to. Shout out to Essex. You know Essex.
I'm not
happy
happy
with
with
the
my
uni.
university. Chem
Swear.
Why?
Bro, Chem was trash. Do you know what? Yeah, on the league table when I went to university, it's not a Russell Group, but it was like not high, but 24
It was,
or something like that,
decent,
bro.
yeah.
If I check the league table right now, is it not like 60 something?
But I don't think
It's
anyone
not.
cares though.
It's gone. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't really care.
League
That's what
table.
I'm
I don't
saying.
even know if people still look at league table.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like my sister's
It is what
applying
it
I think
is.
for
I don't think
that
she
people
looks
just
at it.
think Russell Group or like Oxbridge.
Or just university. I feel like as long as you got a
There
degree,
is a-
I
yeah.
don't think they give a. It
Yeah.
obviously depends, but it doesn't matter. As long as you have a degree.
What about like degree grade though?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that matters?
I
I
mean,
mean, you need a 2-1.
Yeah, you need a 2-1.
2-2.
I mean, it
you
depends
might have
on where.
opportunities,
It
but
depends
it'll be
because
hard.
there are certain jobs that say as long as you've got a 2-2, but most jobs are going to say
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
The most majority are going to say that you need 2-1. But yeah, definitely your grade. I don't know if you get third, but then there's certain people who
Nah,
think.
if you get third, there's no
I
point.
don't know.
There's no point. There's no point.
They both like, you know.
The
no
third?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know anyone that's got a third.
Just say. You
I
didn't
don't
go.
know anyone that's got a
Just say
third. No,
you
but if
didn't
you if you got a third, then how did you make it to third year?
No, but that's what I'm
What do you
saying.
mean?
How did you?
Maybe
like, how
you
did
got
pass?
to third year and then you just flopped third year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, technically, yeah. That's what happened.
Well,
Yeah, I think at the bare minimum, just get your 2-1.
Yeah. Well, guys, I wanted to touch on the topic quickly. If we're gonna talk about, like, say, cost of living in terms of relationships, and I think this is an important kind of discussion as well, especially for young people right now, because there was this thing on, I don't know if it was Twitter, I don't know if it's Olani. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm not. I can't.
Yeah, I see Olani.
Olani.
Yeah, Olani.
Okay, cool. So I think it was her friend or her, and then she asked, so it was either her friend or her, but they asked the guy if they're gonna get her an Uber to the date, and then the guy replied something like, "Oh, I'm gonna get the bus or the train. You should get that as well," type of situation.
Yeah.
And then it's just like,
I'm gonna do
cool.
this.
A lot of people got. No, but I would have done the
I
same
know about
because
you, but I'm
that's
gonna
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
suggest you do the same.
No, literally. But then a lot of people was getting on to her, like, how are you going to ask that? Like, why are you expecting him to get you Uber today? Which fairs, I actually agree with that. But obviously, everyone has their standards, in it. But in this cost
Do you
of
know
living
what?
crisis, why are you asking the guy to get you cab
Do
to
you know,
the date?
I mean, something like
Like,
cost of
would you
living
not make
crisis
your
is
own way?
more like shame.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
mad.
I
think it's
personally,
mad.
I personally couldn't ask just because I'm like, I sound like a beggar. I don't know.
The
Exactly,
thing
like,
is,
do you not know?
No, because for me,
Yes,
it's like,
you
no,
know,
if let's say my standard is a guy gets me a cab to go on a date, like
Yeah.
wherever we choose to go,
Yeah.
he gets me a
Which
cab.
is fine.
All I'm
Have
gonna do
standards.
is all I
Yeah.
can do is just sit back and watch to see if he offers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
And if you
if
don't,
he offering,
then you can
and if
go.
he's, do you know what I mean? Because at least like some guys would be like straight up like, yeah, when am I coming to pick you up, blah blah, like
Yeah,
arrangements,
what
and then
we
they'll
gonna
come
do,
pick you
yeah.
up, and then cool. But if he's not suggesting that, and he's not, then my guess is he just, it's not him to do it. Like,
Exactly.
he doesn't want to
Exactly.
do it. So,
and asking him,
I think asking is a
inducing
bit
him
like-
to do something for you is that's not.
mad.
But
That's
then
not
the
wrong
woman
anyway.
did also say, like, I think before, the week prior, she kind of asked the guy. She went on a date with another guy and she asked him, and he was like, okay, cool, what's your address, blah, blah. So I guess
I feel like this is what I'm saying.
like,
it
I
depends
can't
your
ask,
standards,
sorry.
innit?
I can't
like,
ask.
I'm sorry, if you're shameless and you want to ask,
Yeah.
and there's clearly there's some men who don't care, you can ask them
Nah,
and they'll
some
just book
women
you the cab
have
straight
that
away.
standard where they'll
That's
just
it.
ask, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
I'm saying,
so
like,
are you getting me a cab or?
Yeah, like what's going on? And then and if you're not getting it, I'm not coming. Sorry. No, but you know what? Yeah, I think it depends what you're doing as well. If it was just like, cool, we're gonna go bowling or something, like it's actually not by force for him to get a cab. But say he wants you to go to his house.
His house?
No, okay, cool. Say you
No,
know
this
some
is
people.
not-
Yeah,
not
no,
a
but
date,
you know
not
what?
a
Yeah.
Do not
No,
go
no, no, no,
to
no.
someone's house, please.
I I don't recommend it. But you know how some men, they'll try to trick you, and then they'll be like, "Nah, listen." They'll try to trick you. They'll be like, "Oh, I'll cook you a nice meal. You can have like a date in." But they're also trying to get you to go to the house. I haven't had this experience, but I'm just saying, like, do you know what? So cool if that happens, and you're the type of, because some women,
there's nothing wrong with that date, but definitely not for a first date.
But but some men do that for a first date. Like, I've spoken to a guy and he was like, why can't she come to mine?
No,
like, obviously we know what that means.
But I'm saying like, you shouldn't agree. I don't think you should agree to that for the first date. At least go outside.
If we're dating,
if you're dating,
and I'll come to your house,
then you should get me as well. But this is what I'm saying. Some women don't care. They will actually do it. On the first day, you'll end up at his house. Do you get it? And you don't know him like that. No, but that's what I'm saying. No, but
where'd you get there?
No, literally. Yeah, I just ended up in his house.
Imagine after days like, okay, so do you want to come back to mine?
No, but this is what people are doing, innit?
So you're saying in those types of situations.
Yeah, if you end up at his house, you'll get me a cab to your house, or at least drive her back. Like, if you drive, for example, that's another situation. Say the guy you're going to see, he drives. Would you expect him to pick you up, or are you gonna make it? For
me, I'm like, these are like common sense things. I feel like
it's true. But some guys will
like
be
it's not or like you need to. You're just doing it. Like
but some guys will have a car. They'll say, "Oh, let's go on a date," but then they won't say, "Oh, I'm gonna come pick you up," and then you're just there like,
why would you want to be with an inconsiderate person?
Yeah, I want to ask, but
sorry, but if he has a car and he's coming to pick you up,
vehicles, you use your vehicle.
No, it's true.
It's not, and this is my thing. Why am I asking you to? Because at the end of the day, this is how I see it when it comes to dating. Like, it's not forcing anyone to do anything they don't want to do. It's just to sit back and watch how they want to do things. Like, if you're not using your two brain cells to think, okay, I drive, let me go pick her up. Exactly. Okay, she's gonna have to take this long route to get to where we're going. Let me book her a cab. If you're not thinking,
if you're not being considerate,
if you're not actively thinking that, then why? I'm not gonna teach you. I'm just gonna leave you at where you are.
Hell is waiting for you in the relationship. I hope you know. If you want to be with an inconsiderate man from the start,
exactly. That if somebody's not being considerate enough to think 2 steps ahead of, okay, cool, like this is gonna be inconvenient. If she's wearing heels, oh my god, like she's gonna have to walk. Then just leave it as it is. Like, don't need to force anyone. Like, why are we even having a conversation about it?
Ask you just okay, noted. Don't see him again. That's
it. Literally. You don't have to ask for anything.
True. But you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't ask. But you know me, I'm like the type of person that thinks of every tiny little detail in it. Because I used to overthink more, but now I don't necessarily. But in situations like that, like, I need to know exactly what's happening on this day. What is it that's happening?
Okay,
this
so
time.
what are you doing? Yeah.
So that's what I would like to know. Not like I would ask, oh, are you coming to pick me up or whatever. But that's the only reason I asked that question in it. Because I like to know, like, cool, I need to know everything that's going on, basically, more of the story.
Yeah.
But
it's like,
more time. People
ask.
are just spontaneous as well.
Don't ask. You should receive. Don't ask.
Yeah.
And if you don't receive, just know. Just move on.
Yeah, clearly, it's not for you.
Because even if you ask and then receive, it's like you had to ask for it, so it's not a genuine gesture. Yeah. So it's like it's not in him to do that. It's because you asked for it. So it's like it's just gonna work against you anyway in the long run. So just leave it alone. Like, don't ask.
I also wanted to bring up as well. So there was this thing about a girl, I can't remember, but I don't know if it was investment banking, but she was going to go into a certain career, right? And then she was like, she expects her man to be earning, was it 30k or 50k?
I think she said 30k was too low for her.
Yeah, so what was the industry though?
She said she's going to be an investment banker.
Cool, so she was going into investment banking, and then she's like, it's like one of those things where the YouTuber will stop you across the road and ask you a question or whatever. And then she was like, my man's going to have to be earning like this certain amount of money. But then a lot of people get onto her like, wow, like, why does he have to earn that much money? This brings me, because I was talking to this like about this topic with a friend of mine, right? And he was basically saying, and we agree on the same point, but men do not have standards. Because their standards, a man's standard is just a paying woman, or a woman that looks nice, and then that's his standard. But women have all these standards. So when a woman now wants a man to make this certain amount of money, but how can you? How dare you?
How dare you respect yourself?
I don't set this requirements for women. So why should
So why is she expecting me to be earning 50k, bro? If you want your women to earn 50k, that is completely fine. But they don't have standards. As long as you're pretty, I will date you. You could be any girl. You could be doing whatever with your life. You could be doing nothing. You could be having no job. But because you're pretty, I'm gonna go and take you out. But a woman, they have obviously standards in it, and everyone was getting onto her. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people was just like, yeah, that's so much money. How can you expect it? But if that's her standard, 30k as well is not money. Like, I'm so sorry. I mean, it's money. It's money, but that's like,
but from
why, do you know what I mean?
Someone from her background, I feel like anyone can have your standard regardless of what you do, but it's like someone from her background. Is she in what uni is she in? I think
LSE or something.
She's in
exactly.
LSE.
High
She's studying
university.
investment banking.
So why can she not have the standard?
Why can't she have that standard? She should have that standard. Exactly. She must have that standard.
Even higher standard.
Exactly. So it's like, why are you crying? If you don't meet my standard, I don't like.
Then it's perfectly fine.
God bless you. Go away.
No.
Like, you don't have to like shit on me because you don't meet my standard. Like it's it's
crazy.
Just keep it pushing. But yeah, it's because men don't have standards. They just have visual appearance requirements. But once you fill those in, you're good to go with them. Yeah.
And then the standards will come after. Yeah. Then after you're pretty, okay, maybe she's educated, maybe she has a job. But maybe actually some guys now want women like to actually obviously say have a job, maybe be in her own place, I don't know, drive, whatever. But even then, do you have those things? I mean, it depends. But yeah, I guess it depends.
I think a lot of people that were responding to that TikTok you're referring to, they were basically saying like, because I think she was a black woman, and everyone was saying like, well, a lot of minorities, they're not going to be earning that much.
But that's cap.
like realistically speaking though, let's actually on a realistic standpoint.
No, realistically, I'm so sorry.
A lot of minorities, like basically saying like people are not going to be earning that amount. So what she's basically saying means that she's not going to. Do you know what I mean? Like basically, cost of living, in the sense that cost of living crisis is having an impact. Like we've just discussed right now, it's having an impact on minorities, and like the fact that there's a wealth gap with minorities, they don't have the tools, etc., which ultimately is going to mean that a lot of minorities are not going to be able to be high earners. That's just the reality of it. Yeah. And if she's obviously setting that standard, cost of living rises in a way is now affecting the dating pool, I guess, of certain men. If you're not making more than 30k, clearly there's a group of women out there that are like they're not going to be willing to date you. So in a sense, it is having an impact on men and their dating choices, depending on how much money that they are earning. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. But it's like.
And I'm not saying to women, by the way, lower your standards so you can cater to anybody. At the end of the day, it's your standards. You do you. It's like, go for whatever you want. But I am saying like.
But what do you guys feel like? What do you guys feel like should be the standard then? Since we're in a cost of living crisis, say a guy wants to take you on a date, do you still want him to say spend hella money, or like what would be your standard? Is it still the same, or would you adjust it because obviously prices are high?
See, this is the thing.
It's the same. The thing is the same. Just. I don't know. It depends what the date is though. Like,
okay, cool. Say you want to go like, say you're the type of girl that, say you're like an influencer and you always eat like at Nobu, Shard or whatever. Okay. Yeah. And you do all of these expensive things. Yeah. Now it's cost of living crisis, but say the guy wants to take you somewhere that's like, I don't know, £20 that he'll have to spend or whatever. What's the situation?
Well, if that was me, let's say I'm used to Nobu, I wouldn't be with a guy. I wouldn't date a guy that wants to take me somewhere.
Okay, but say the guys that are also used to Nobu, whatever, but now they
can't. Cost of living crisis. Now they can't afford to also take you on those
standard
days.
of men, but now they can't afford it.
Yeah, because obviously cost of living, so they can't afford the same lifestyle and the upkeep. They're having to budget. Okay.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even let's say even like you're used to a guy taking you on like, I don't know, 3 trips a year. That's like you always with your man and stuff. Okay, now obviously because I'm seeing some people are even saying like, oh yeah, cost of living crisis is so bad. Even like middle class people, upper class people are having to budget. Like they can't now go to, I don't know, Switzerland for skiing. They have to go to I don't know, some other place to ski. I don't know. They're still skiing, but they're having to go on a budget.
Yeah, but you know how funny that is? Like, first world problems.
Literally. So in a sense, it's like, like you're used to this standard, but everyone across the classes is clearly budgeting. Yeah. So, maybe he's used to taking you to the Maldives, but he can't do that. He might have to take you Canary Islands.
That's fine. With that example, it's a clear, but with Deborah's, it's like, I don't know, because let's say in that scenario, if I was still able to afford the Nobu, but obviously,
so he's no longer your standard. Do you know
what I mean? Because okay, I get we're in the cost of living, but if I can still do it, but I should be able to find somebody that can still do it.
Yeah, well, say they can do it, but they don't want to do it.
If you don't want to do it, then fuck off. If you don't want to do it, fuck off. But it's like, I don't know. I think in terms of my dating standards, I don't think they've changed due to the cost of living. I still feel like they're reasonable. I think they've always been reasonable.
I think ultimately it's like, if I can give what I'm asking for, then
it's true.
Why would I change that? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, just, you know.
If I'm asking for something and I can do it for myself,
just,
why not?
yeah.
And even in that sense, it's like, I feel like men would still, I don't know, I feel like with guys, they don't really care.
But you know what?
In the sense that if let's say, for example, I don't drive, but I want to date a guy that drives.
Yeah, he's
guys are not going to be like, oh yeah,
you don't drive, get out my vehicle. They don't do that.
They don't do that.
Really?
What people?
No. Guys are like, they won't say get out of my car.
No,
but they'll
they
look at you
won't.
like, oh, you want a guy that drives, but you can't drive. Like,
No, they won't.
I have talked to people like that. Trust me.
Realistically speaking, I feel like if a guy
Nah.
has a car and he likes you, I don't think he cares
He's
that
like, oh, you don't drive.
I
Like,
don't
He
think
doesn't
he
care
like
that much, but it'll bring it up because I was chatting to a guy a time ago, innit? And also he drove, and also I didn't drive, so I was like, yeah, whatever. But he was just like, oh, like, look at you, like, you don't drive.
no, I think
not like look at you don't
what?
drive, but like look at you
I
and
think
like,
he- I
oh,
think
you
he
want a
was
guy
doing-
that drives, but
I
you
think he
don't
was just
drive.
doing
That's
comedy with you
insane.
because- No, but
it wasn't that deep
you
though.
just
I
turned
still got into the
23.
car. Do you get it?
You
But
just turned
I'm just
23.
saying, like, it's not
like
that deep.
most of
Yeah.
my friends don't drive. It's like.
No, but
most
that's
of them
something
don't
like the
think
fact
girls
is
I
like
know.
most of the girls that you know don't drive.
Yeah.
But then it's like we would have the expectation that a man needs to drive. That's
Yeah,
how-
but that's what I'm
that's
saying.
my
Do you
my
get it?
point is. My
Exactly.
point is.
Look at it.
My point is.
I don't know what to say.
No, my point is
I don't know what to
like
tell you, man.
a lot of women would say that, but the reality is you can get a guy that drives,
The thing is,
and they're not going to make
I
it
just
a
wanna be a
requirement that
passenger
you drive
princess.
too.
they're not going to. That's the
No,
thing.
it's
And,
not
like,
a requirement,
a lot
but
of
they'll
boys
look at you
well,
like, wow, like
like with like let's say.
And I
like,
guess
with-
the same thing is like people have. I guess it just depends on if you know you want something and it's out there. Like, yeah.
No, but I don't know. Like a lot of boys drive from young as well. Like I know my
Yeah,
brothers,
when,
like
like,
they've
18.
wanted to drive since like 17. Like they're on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like with me, it's more like I want to drive, but
I'll get to it later.
I'll get to it. Like I have bigger fish to fry at the
bro,
moment.
I don't even want to drive. I just
Oh,
wanna
really?
be, I want to be a passenger princess. I want to be like Cardi B. She has cars, but she doesn't know how to drive.
Until you bump into.
I would ideally be like that, but because I'm not at that stage, I have to.
Yeah,
drive my
nah.
vehicle.
It's not even
Yeah.
that.
No, do you
though.
know what? I
Driving
actually
is a
need
lot,
to
though.
drive. Like
Driving is
yesterday, I was
scary.
thinking to myself, actually, I couldn't drive yesterday. But yes,
she was too excited. to say.
yeah. But I could have. No, but I remember it was raining and then I had to get a cab, and I was just thinking to myself, even when I was having to go from work home, that journey, the way it was raining, was pouring.
Oh,
I just think to myself,
Yeah.
I need a car, like. But then
Yeah.
again, it's like
No,
where we
driving
live.
is scary. I'm so sorry.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Driving
too scared.
is terrifying. Yeah,
'Cause,
I'm
bro,
scared.
what if I
Like,
just
I'm
have
But
like,
you're
operating
gonna
a
learn
vehicle.
before you.
Yeah,
get
but
on the
still,
road.
It's like,
nah, man.
it was in a whole like you're
It'll take
driving.
me.
I don't know,
No,
it's
but that's what I'm saying.
scary.
Do you know how much rules you have to remember? Look at this, like this person,
Yeah.
this cyclist didn't. Yeah, bro, too
Like
much.
I don't deep it when I'm like driving with my mum. Like she's actually driving. Like you're
No,
operating a
literally,
vehicle.
exactly, and
And,
you're
like-
all stressing her out at the back.
No,
and she
literally, and
knows,
we're
like,
chatting
do
and
you get
we're
it?
laughing and she's interacting with us and she's driving a vehicle. Like that's how do you guys do that?
This is what I'm saying.
Like that's crazy. But
Yeah.
it's just-
But you
I'll
know
join lot
what?
soon.
Sorry, back to what we were talking about. When the standard of like obviously girls would say like a guy needs to drive, but guys will not put the same standard.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the way I see it when it comes to dating is like people can have whatever standards they want.
Yeah.
Like if, for example, even with like appearance, like there's certain men who, like I saw a TikTok. This guy was like his favorite hairstyle, like this black guy was like his favorite hairstyle on a woman is a messy bun. And I was like, okay.
What is that?
Clearly, like I know your type. Next, like scroll. Like it's not that deep to me. It's like cool. You like a messy bun. Like that's your type.
Yeah, God
like
bless
I don't know
you.
if I find out that somebody like's type isn't black women. I just don't even.
Yeah,
like I'm just like
obviously.
okay, next. Like I'm just like I feel like that's how I am with a lot of situations when it comes to like standards. But it's like when women, like, I guess when I don't know. That's how I react when men say that this is their standard. I'm just like okay, cool. You know what?
Goodbye.
Not yeah,
Nah, literally.
next.
It's not my
But it's
fault.
like in the reverse, I guess when you feel like you're saying for a lot of women, they feel like when they say their standard, it's like they're getting pushed back.
They
You're
always
saying
do.
you want this, or you're getting
No,
pushed
like,
back.
when it's
You're
like,
like,
oh,
you want
you
this,
have,
but this.
yeah.
But this.
How
No,
dare
literally.
you?
Like,
That's-
why
that's-
do you want that?
accept you when you are literally a bum? Like, why
Yeah.
am I not allowed to have the standard?
That's what I hate. That's what I hate.
that
And
make
it's like
sense?
I'm doing better than you, but you want me to
No,
lower myself.
exactly.
Like the fuck. That's yeah.
Mad.
That's
Well,
what I was when I
guys,
met with.
I feel like this topic, there's a lot to say, so it could be continued in like a separate thing. But that was a lovely discussion
Yeah,
for today's
guys.
podcast.
Yeah.
On we touched on cost of living
living.
crisis and kind of how it affects as well dating scene, the economy after you graduate university and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our experiences and stuff as well with it. But yeah.
But I guess the best thing you can do is like with cost of living, just if you know you're not making the finances and you're thinking to yourself, oh, my market is gonna shrink. I don't know, my dating pool is gonna shrink because of it. I guess because the way I see it is like, if I'm not doing well in any means capacity, like let's say when I was looking like for a job and I'm like, oh my god, like my life is not together, I'm not considering dating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I would say that as well. If you don't have money, then you can't really date.
If I guess yeah.
I do
like,
get
should you
that,
be dating
though.
if you have no money? Like, why are you not focusing
I
on
hear
them?
that. Like, you need to focus. No, not even like that, because you're not. You know, I don't even want to get.
No, but then it's
Yeah,
like,
that's a.
but then some people, but then some people will say like,
you're undeserving of love.
yeah, but that's some people will say like, poor people don't deserve love. Then
yeah, exactly. But it's like, I just feel like if you're looking to actively date and right now you're in like a drought, like you'll have a change of circumstance in terms of your income, maybe just bake a little bit, you know, sort yourself out and then continue dating, because everyone deserves love at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
then again, it's like
act accordingly.
There's so many people out there in the world. There's somebody out there that does not care where you take them on a date. Like I was talking to my friend, she was saying she was happy to go on her first date to Nando's.
Yeah,
Said
that's
cool.
mad. Look at
No, like literally, she said, yeah, like she's happy to go to Nando's on her first date, and that's fine. Like literally, you know, that
if I was
first
16, yeah, like.
no, but she was literally saying,
17.
yeah, like it's calm, like why not go
That's
to that? I
hilarious.
said, listen, there's women out
Everyone
here.
has their standards.
Like that's what I'm just trying to say. I feel like
You know what? Yeah. Everyone
what it is
understands
maybe
let's
it's like
respect it.
people with like the highest of standards, the ones who be speaking out the most, but then people with like, I don't know, average standards just don't really speak up. So it kind of feels like in your head you're thinking, oh my god, all the men want BBL bodies and they want women that look perfect 24/7 and they and it's like they have unrealistic standards for women, and then same thing with men have unrealistic standards for women have unrealistic standards for
you have to have money, you have to drive.
but it's like there's average people on a day-to-day
there's somebody there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah,
somebody
literally.
will take you as you are.
Somebody, because all you need is one
Somebody will
person.
take you as you are.
That's what you need, one person.
Somebody will take you as you are. Like, don't. It's easier said than done though, because of social media and everything.
I think that's why like men care about like the dating scene, because they don't want just one. They want multiple.
Mad? I've heard that men say it's really hard. Do you know what's mad? That men actually think is okay. It depends, but men really think like it's really hard to find, say, a good woman in today's age. But we think that about men. But I've spoken to a lot of guys, and they literally say like it's so hard. Like girls are not.
But I feel like I know a lot of good women though.
But that's what I'm saying. So who are you speaking to? But
So,
then
like,
I have to look at both sides. Like, right, okay, there's actually women out there that are not serious, but the people that I know are very serious. People.
But it's like
So who are you going for then? Because a lot of guys that I talk to all the time, like women, do you get a dating scene is trash for them.
But then it's
how?
like I feel like the people that are
serious
serious at home, chilling at home, we're not gonna find anyone in your house.
That's true.
Well, dating is another
So you can
topic
be
for
all
another
good
day,
all you
guys.
want, staying at home.
Yeah, it's true.
If you're not out there,
It's true.
so it doesn't really matter.
Guys.
Well, this was a lovely session.
Yeah,
Our
I don't know.
first
How do
podcast
you round up? You didn't say
recording.
thanks.
Yeah, how do you round up?
Thanks for listening.
I think it's been this conversation will literally go on forever. And
But
we have to
if
stop.
it was YouTube, like,
at
comment,
some
and
point.
subscribe.
Yeah.